Hi everyone, welcome to Ashland Public Library, and this is our Crafternoon where we make some art things together. So I tried to put together some things that you'd find around your house. So all you need are some scissors. You can use markers if you want to. I found some pieces of tissue paper. I found buttons, sequins, and some pom-poms. Sometimes you might have a junk drawer and you can ask a grown-up if you can have some of the things in there because it's nice to have some unusual pieces. So I made an A for Avery, and I even put some kind of accordion-like bouncy paper popping off of there. And I found a wiggly eye too, and a jewel. I cleaned out my junk drawer too. So this is what we'll make today. It's going to be an alphabet letter. You can choose your name, the beginning of your name, or you can do your whole name. So I did an A for Avery, and I also did an L. I did an L for Lindy. And it doesn't have as much on it, but it's still pretty cool. I did put a lot more on this A than I did on the L. But you can make it however you like. Okay, and that's the nice thing about art. You can just design it however you want to. I don't know if these will stand up the whole time or not, but we will try. Move my stuff down a little. So what we did is we start with just a regular cereal box. Most people have a cereal box at home, or a granola bar box, or any kind of cardboard that's sort of thin and it's very easy to cut. There's always a printed side, and then there's always the blank side. And either side is fine because it's going to be completely covered up with all of our colorful paper and things. I cut out an S. I'm just kind of doing different letters because maybe your name starts with A or L or S or a J. I'm going to make a J today. Also, I want to let you know I actually made a mistake. I kind of traced out an S, and when I cut it out, you write it this way. So I meant to have the brown cardboard side, and I ended up with the cereal box side. But like I said, that's okay because it would be covered up. So today I'm going to do a J, and we can cut these out together. So if you've gathered up your supplies from home, I just kind of sketched out a J. You can maybe find something to trace or do a little practicing, and then you would be ready to cut your letter out. It doesn't have to be perfect. Art is never perfect. You can look at the same piece of art. Some people are going to love it. Other people wouldn't like it at all. If you need help, you can always ask a grown-up to help cut if you don't want to cut it. But it might be good to try. I wonder if your name starts with a J. There's a lot of J names. Oop, I'm dropping some pieces. So my J, it's not perfect, but I like how it looks. It's a little bit thinner at the top and a little wider down here, but that's all right. I don't like things that look exactly right. So let me see here. Put my pen in there. I'm going to start with some pieces of paper, just some scrap paper that I found. And I want to say too, it's nice to have an art box. I know I might have said that before. It's nice to have an art box. I have this little one that these smaller pieces fit on the top of it. But it's good to have something that you can just go to and you have all your items together, like on a rainy day. So when I'm using, let's talk about this paper. When I'm using these scrap pieces, some are really small. So I'll show you a trick that I do. I'm just going to cover this. I'm going to cover my J, and then I'm going to show you, I'll trim all my extra paper off of it. That way I'm not cutting it to fit, but you can do that too if you want to. So I am just taking this big piece of red and I'm just going to lay it across there. See, it doesn't really fit, but what I'm going to do is trim it. I'll trim it on the back when I'm all done. That way I can just add color and not worry too much until I have it covered, and then I'll change it. I'll trim it on the back. Okay, remember I had a J. That doesn't look like a J, does it? No, but I think it's a easier way to do it, because I'm gonna just turn this around and all I have to do is just trim it. And it's kind of good practice for cutting too, if you haven't been cutting with scissors very long, because you have this heavy cardboard that kind of helps stop your scissors, and so you don't cut in the wrong place. Okay, so let's just cut this out together. All I'm gonna do is follow the shape of my letter J and just trim those edges off. Oops, some have glue on them and they're sticking to my scissors. Kind of hard to trim around this corner, but I can do it. What do you think? Did you think it was easier just to put the paper on wherever and then trim after that? If not, you can always trim your paper to fit exactly. If you want to do that, that's fine. There's my J now. It looks more like a J, huh? And it actually looks okay like it is, but I'm going to add some things to it, because you can leave it how it is, multicolored, almost like a stained glass. It's like a stained glass window. Or you can add some of those things you found, some of the craft supplies or some of the things you found around your house. But you just want to check with a grown-up if you can use those things or not. Some things that would be in my junk drawer might be an old key, buttons, colorful, maybe like an old magnet or a sticker. You can use anything that'll fit on your letter, you can use. And what I'm doing now is I'm just putting a little bit of glue in different places. So I'm going to stick some different things on this letter. What's nice is when you use cereal box, it's so thick that you can prop this up in your window, in your room. You can hang it on your wall. in your room. Or you can, the whole family can make one with their name, with their initial, their first letter of their name. And you can put them all like in a window downstairs at your house. So I'm just going to put some tissue paper on here first. And it's a way to add more color. This is a way to add some more color. I'll add some dark color on top of the light colors. I'll add a big piece right there. And if it sticks up, I'm okay with that. Do you have tissue paper at your house, I wonder? You could always ask if you could trim some, you know, to use for your letter today. So now I'm going to put a little more glue, sometimes on top of the tissue and sometimes just near it, but I'm going to put it all over the place because I'm going to stick on the sequins and the buttons and the pom-poms now. Something too I don't want to forget to tell you is sometimes I get my supplies at the dollar stores. They tend to be pretty good prices, and you can get very creative and you can get really creative and not worry too much about the cost. Let's see, that's red. I like buttons. How about you? You like buttons? I found these in the junk drawer. They are like paper punches. You might find something like that at your house. I also found pieces of little sequins that nobody was using, so I'm gonna use those. They're kind of shiny. Depends on if you like shiny things or not. It's hard to pick them up, huh? Let's see, I'm gonna put a couple more glue, a little bit more glue in different places for my pom-poms now. So let's see, we got big and small. What do we need at the top? Maybe some purple. And I'll put a tiny little orange one right there. So what do you think of my J here? Now I have an AL and a J. Does your name start with A out there, like Avery? Does your name start with an L, like Lindy would start with L? Or maybe your name starts with J, like Jared. So those are our letters. I still have an S I could finish. But those are our letters, our little alphabet letters that we made today and decorated. And remember, what we used is just things you could find around the house. So I hope you enjoyed our time with Crafternoons at the Ashland Public Library. And I hope you come back and see us. Come back and see us and make some more art with us very soon. And tune in for our story times too. All right, have a good day. We'll see you later. Bye.